Welcome to the Purdue Online Writing Lab's vidcast Résumé, brought to you by Alex Lane in cooperation with the Purdue Writing Lab. Some people think of a resume as their life on a page, but how could anyone put everything important about herself on a single piece of paper? Actually, resumes are much more specific, including only relevant information about yourself for specific employers. Like a life, however, a resume is always growing and changing. As your career goals shift or the job market changes, as you grow personally and professionally, chances are you will need to rewrite your resume or at least create new versions. Writing a resume is a lifelong process. How do you know what in your life, past, present, and future, is most relevant to prospective employers? How do you select which information to include? The quick answer to both of these questions is, it depends. It depends on your individual career goals, as well as on the professional goals of the companies hiring in your area or field of interest. In the end, only you, through research, planning, questioning, and self-reflection, can determine the shape and content of your resume. But the strategies in this podcast, along with the materials on the OWL, can help you ask the right questions and begin exploring your options. The 5 main parts of a resume are the contact section, the objective, experience, education, and honors and awards. A contact section provides employers with essential information so you can be contacted for an interview or to answer questions. But of course, as with the rest of your resume, you'll want to check that all of the information you include is correct and accurate. Mistyping your phone number could easily cost you an interview. Also, if you list an email address, be sure to check your email regularly, or you may miss an important message. In your contact section, you should include the following information: full name, permanent address, your local or campus address, your phone numbers, your email address, your web address, or your fax number. Immediately below the top section of a resume, there's usually a short section with one of these headings: objective, personal objective, resume capsule, or career goals. Most often, the objective statement includes 1 to 3 lines of text summarizing the position you're applying for and/or your main qualifications. While some writers choose to use a complete sentence format, many objectives are simply stated in short phrases with minimal punctuation. Objective statements improve your resume by helping you emphasize your main qualifications and summarize them for readers, as well as inform your readers about the positions you are seeking and your career goals. They also help establish personal and professional identity. An experience section emphasizes your past and present employment and your participation in relevant activities. Sometimes this section goes under other names such as the following: work experience, professional experience, work history, field work, and volunteer work. Feel free to customize your heading for this section, especially if you are writing a tailored resume. For example, if the job ad calls for someone with editorial experience, you may want to create a section with the heading editorial experience. Even the busiest reader will notice it. Also, you may discover that you need more than one section to organize your experiences. For example, you may want a section for volunteer work and another for work history, or one for technical experience and another for supervisory experience. The usual content for an experience section includes company or organization, location, position, title, dates of employment, descriptions of responsibilities and duties. The education section sometimes varies tremendously. Sometimes there are only a couple of lines, while sometimes they span half a page. What's the best way for you to approach yours? An education section highlights the relevant schooling and academic training you have completed. If you have substantial work experience, this section may be very brief. If you're currently enrolled as a college student or recent graduate, you may want to build this section substantially. The education section usually includes the information about schools you have attended, such as universities for your colleges, junior and community colleges, as well as professional and technical schools, occasionally high schools, depending on how relevant it is, locations of schools, date of graduation or anticipated graduation, and the degrees you've earned. Sometimes people choose to withhold their GPA because they feel it isn't relevant or it's not high enough. If a company specifically requests your GPA, however, you may want to include it. In such cases, not including your GPA may actually call attention to it. Finally, we have the activities and honors section. This section of your resume highlights the relevant activities you've been involved with, and the honors you've received that you could discuss with your prospective employer or that have given you valuable experience and skills. An honors and activities section might include the following: academic awards, scholarship, membership in campus, national, or international organizations, leadership positions held on campus, university and community service positions, date of award, and dates of involvement in an activity. Thank you for watching the Resume vidcast brought to you by OWL. Hopefully this helps building your resume.